Liverpool 3, Wolves 1, here we go, ratings and review show. Welcome to the stream. If you're in here live, please leave a like early doors, it really does help push the video out to more people and get involved. You know the drill by now. It's not that side, it's that side. Get involved with your player ratings, scan the QR code, or you can use the link in the description, top link in there. Obviously it's entirely free to do. Do come and have your say. Do it early doors while I talk about the team performance, and obviously, listen, there's loads of good talking points today. The main one being on the previous game, it's a big improvement, right? Is it an improvement? I want to ask you a question, actually. Is it an improvement in performance levels, or were they just worse? Or were we just, like... I think we played with a bit more intensity today. I think there was definitely more intent in our play. Jamie's in here, Ant Lavin's in here, Jay's in here, Callum's in here, all the members, King Fred's in here. Guys, thank you very much. Do get your player ratings and now drop them in the top link in the description, or scan that QR code there. Scan it there, and while you're down there, if you could be so kind, leave a like on the stream and do make sure you subscribe. We're closing in on 27k. There's so many talking points today, and all of them positive. The only negative that I want to maybe somewhat draw upon is that late goal. But ultimately, I'm not going to waste too much of my breath, of my life, on that late goal, because who gives a... is the phrase rat's ass? I've made that up. But who gives a toss, really, because we're through to the next round. I don't know when the draw is. But, you know, all the positives are the goals. 3 goals today. 3 nice goals as well. A very much flashback, reminiscent display in terms of the goals. Robertson into Salah. Yeah, granted, the Robertson goal is not a flashback. You don't really do that. But the build-up to that goal, I thought, was very much that dynamic mix in there. Hope you're well, mate. One of the members on the stream. Get your ratings in. Walnut 10's in here. Hope you're well as well, mate. Nice to see so many new faces and familiar faces in here as well. I like Karan's in here, one of the new members. The goal Robertson scored, that is for me the highlight of the day. Yeah, Jones had a really great finish on the left foot today. But for me, the build-up for that Robertson goal, as well as obviously the finish, which was a fantastic goal, given he's a left-back, you know what I mean? It all started from Cody Gakpo. Now, I'm going to talk about Gakpo later, and I really want you, when you're doing your ratings and reviews, your ratings, be honest. Be honest. Whatever you think about Gakpo this season, cast that aside, take that away from the conversation. Talk about Gakpo today. I thought he played well. I thought it was a good Gakpo performance as a striker, by the way. Something not completely new for Gakpo, I was meant to say there. It's not new, because obviously he's played as a striker before. We kind of signed him as a central player, really. But it's you know, all his game times come down the left. Didn't really expect him to go there. But in this case with 𝗕𝗿, you kind of got to wrap him in cotton wool. Certainly while it's only him and there's no Isak. I think it was the right choice today. Gakpo was in my team. He made Arne slots up front. And I don't think anyone should regret it. He had a good performance today. I thought his link-up play was really good. We'll talk about Gakpo later on. Do get your ratings in there. I won't tell you again. I will probably. I just don't need to miss out. It's entirely free. Get involved using the link in the description or the QR code there. Yeah, that goal, really special. Into Salah as well. I thought Gakpo driving from midfield to attack. Salah toward the right, cutting in onto the left. Meg's a player, I think nutmegs, it was at João Gomez. Really positive goal. And then obviously the finish from Robertson as well. Just after that, Robertson, fantastic ball into Mo Salah. And he had a good game, Robert, today. For the majority, even ignoring the assist and ignoring the goal. I thought our setup today wasn't too dissimilar from the previous game. Very much 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. More leaning towards 4-2-3-1. The main difference being Szoboszlai as the right back. I thought he had a decent game today. Gomez, I thought, filled in well. But ultimately, it's like nothing really changed. And you're almost sat after the game going, okay, is that win on us? Or is it on them being poor? Do you know what I mean by that? And maybe that's harsh after a 3-1 win. But, you know, it's like kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Literally the boy who cried wolf, because we played against Wolves. That's a very good joke, George. Should write that down. It's like, well, how many of these performances can we say, oh, that's a good one, let's go and win the next one, let's go and kick on now. We just don't do that. So I don't want to get led into a false sense of security almost with this one. Is it one of them fugazi performances? Maybe so. Listen, they won all the races today. Don't get me wrong, I thought they were lacking intensity. They looked pretty weak in midfield. Definitely Andre missing. Yeah, you could notice that, right? The lack of any sort of bite in midfield. They didn't have it at all. I just want to make this bigger for the other stream. Hold on. Bang. Wait up. Ignore me. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to sneeze here. I've still got this bloody cold. It's an absolute nightmare. I'm trying to sneeze on camera. Sorry. Right, here we go. Sanderson with the £5, mate. Thank you very much. It all goes back into the stream. My eyes are watering on. I mean, I can't believe this. Sanderson 628. Thank you very much. One of the members on the stream. Apologies, I wasn't in here for the watch along, but much better performance from Liverpool tonight. On to the next one. W's in the chat for Sanderson, mate. Everyone. Yeah, I agree with you entirely, mate. Have you got your ratings in, Sanderson? Because I'm going to ask everyone again for the ratings, and let's get into the ratings show. I want to start with kind of what Sanderson said there. It was much better, but I'm half inclined to believe a lot of that was down to them. Again, Andrew not being in the team, lacking a bit of bite. They looked quite passive off the ball. But in credit to Liverpool, and let's give credit to the manager here, I think it's important to do that in these times when people are so against him, and they will find any way to point out everything negative he does. There are no negatives from the manager today. People will say, oh, we kept Gakpo on and didn't play 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗃. Well, hold on. 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗃 is now fresh, so stop complaining. We won the game. If we'd have played Gakpo and lost the game and Gakpo was tragic, you can complain with the manager all you want, in my opinion. But ultimately, you got it bang on. You've got to say, because we won the game. And until, I mean, they booted the ball over the top and they scored. That should be 3-0. That's a 3-0 game in my eyes. It's a stupid goal. Maybe you look at Robertson switching off. I think, was it Gomez at the back as well? Or Szoboszlai, sorry. But other than that, you got it right today. Let's talk player ratings. I'm excited to see what you've put today. I'm actually really nervous to see what you've put today, in fact. Right, hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. I can't see what you've rated, but today I've done it different. I've put my ratings in before you've put yours in. So we could be miles off here, which is interesting. One last time, you can get involved in the link, using the link in the description, or scan that QR code there, which is going off the screen in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're off. Do get involved. Leave a like on the stream. Let's hit the ratings. Right. For me, Alisson Becker, I think I give him a 6. I did. You give him a 6.3. I think that's fair. Nothing really comes to mind with Alisson today, which is partly a good thing, really. Actually, nothing. I can't think of one thing. He made a good kick. There you go. That's all I get. He actually did left-hand side. I think Jones brought it down. I can't think of anything he did good or bad. 6 is about as far as it gets. Next is, will it go onto the left back? It will go onto the right back. It will go onto Szoboszlai. I give him a 7. You give him a 7.2. Interesting. I always think with Szoboszlai, maybe you should take his ratings in these with perhaps a pinch of salt, in that he's just been that good all season. He will get maybe a bit of an inflated rating every week, just because he is who he is. But I think today's maybe not one of them cases. I think a 7 is reflective, and you agree with the 7.1. Do get your ratings in if you're just joining. Link in the description to get involved. You can rate all your players. It's a really good format as well. It's a nice interface to use as well, which I like. Obviously, this is all upgraded. Like, all the support goes back into the stream with the custom graphics, etc. Yeah, Szoboszlai 7. Nothing particularly stands out for me, really. He had a free kick. He made a good switch ball to Rio Ngumoha, which I thought was fantastic. That ball was an out ball all game. And he is that quarterback. He's one of the only players who can ping a ball from A to B as effective as he does them kind of flat passes, doesn't he? No one can do that in our team. I don't care. They just can't do it. And as a replacement for Trent in that aspect, he can. He's the nearest we got. It's not Bradley, it's not Frimpong, it's not Gomez. It's Szoboszlai. Distribution-wise, it's him. I thought it was compact at times defensively today. I thought it was combative in midfield. On the ball, certainly in the final third, I can't think of much he really did. But a 7 is reflective of his performance. Was he perhaps at fault for the goal? I need to see it again. Maybe Robertson, I think, maybe switching off as well. Both of them were back there. I'm pretty sure it was him. Might be wrong. But I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to blame him for that, of course. 7's fair, and you agree. Next, onto the right centre-back, and it's Gomez. Okay. So we're 0.5 away. I think if we're more than like 1 away in rating, that's when we start panicking. I think a 7.5 is justified, you know. Because he wasn't at fault for the goal. I'm pretty sure he was up the pitch. Unless he was at the back, I'm not sure. I don't think he was there. And that goal's a freak goal from a goal kick, and they go and score the goal. He's at least a 7. I think I agree with your rating there. You've got to, I think, always put into context with Gomez that he's coming back into the team. He's always back into the team. He's always combating through through injury, right? Lacking in fitness, perhaps. And at centre-back today, bearing in mind he's played as a right-back this year, he ends up playing as a left-back in the game. He started centre-back, obviously, ended up finishing at left centre-back. And that says a lot about Joe Gomez's character. Testament to him that he plays in so many positions on the pitch to such a decent level. Joe Gomez is a decent defender. Like, I love having him around because he's that 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀. It's such a shame that he's injured as frequent as he is. Lewis 080YYTT9 with the £5, mate. Thank you very much for that. Let me bring that on screen. Unbelievably generous, as always. The chat has been fantastic in this stream and the watch-along. If you're new around here, we do watch-alongs for every stream, every game now, which is really exciting. Lewis, thank you very much. Hi, George, hope you're well. I am indeed. Well, I'm not. I've got this bloody cold. You probably hear my voice is so nasally. I do apologise. What a performance for the Reds. You never walk alone. I echo that, mate. Thank you, Lewis, as always. W's in the chat for my mate Lewis there. Let's go on to the next player. And that player is... Hold on. Where am I here? I'm lost. Here we go. It'll be Van Dijk. Okay, so I've gone a bit higher. I've gone 0.5 higher. Both players, the centre-backs. I do look at Van Dijk and I will consider that as a clean sheet, to be honest. I thought he dealt with the 𝗖𝗿𝗀𝗃𝗃 very well today. And I think you've got to, again, put context around it. In a normal game, I would not really expect 𝗖𝗿𝗃𝗃 to be as much of a threat up against Van Dijk as he should be. But in that previous fixture, obviously Van Dijk's at fault for the goal, in my opinion. People will say, isn't? I think he absolutely is. He's got to be stronger. Did you see that header he put in? 𝗖𝗿𝗃𝗃 was marking him, grappling him. And Van Dijk, he's like, bang, straight away. I think you can tell that, you know, he will know he's made a mistake in that previous game. And he hit him early. I don't know if you saw that. I pointed out on the watch-along. Like, yeah, you can tell something's up there. I've gone for a 7.5 for Van Dijk. He's kept a clean sheet in my eyes there. Good performance. Let me know your things. Let me know your thoughts. I'm just going to put this on the screen for people watching on TV. I'll give you just 10 seconds here. Do give that a scan. You can give your player ratings down below on every stream we do. Alternatively, the top link in the description. Get your ratings in now. There's over 60 people. 60 people have given their ratings. Come and join the club. Let's try and get to 70. Let's do it. Let's build the community. Okay, next. Here we go. Robertson. Okay, I think I've gone a bit high here. Have I just got a bit carried away, given that we're actually won a game? I think a 9 is absolutely justified. I will die on this hill. Andy Robertson, for me, was our best player in the game. Not only for the goal, what a fantastic finish that was, for the cross to Salah, proper old-school goal for Liverpool, proper like Jurgen Klopp. Robertson swinging a ball into the back post to find Salah. I thought his performance, aside from those two moments, like score sheet defining moments, aside from that, I think he was fantastic. I pointed out in the watch-along, I said, first half, he was probably our best player. Did you see at one point he played the back heel? Did you see the back heel? He was tenacious today. The runs, they were so aggressive. Those runs, those overlapping runs. I thought it was fantastic. And even better, not so much him, but I think credit to Rio here and credit to Curtis and McAllister. They were using him. They were using Robertson today. Maybe, perhaps, you could put a 6.5, an 8.5 for being somewhat involved in conceding the goal at the back end. I think he was the last man there. I don't know. I'm not really bothered. I think a 9's fair. Robertson's my man of the match. Let me know your thoughts down below. And a lot of... Look how many members are in here. Jay, Sanderson, Jamie, Ant Lavin. Sora is in here. King Fred's in here. Nice to see everyone. Karan's in here as well. I think Callum's in here up there as well. Nice one, guys. Right, next. Let's try and hit 100 likes on the Ratings and Review show. Let's do it. Can we hit 100 likes? Let's just do it. Leave a like for doing a stream while I've got a cold and doing a stream with the new graphics and just flying on this channel. It's fantastic. We're close to 27k, by the way. Mental. Okay. So I've gone a bit low. This is weird now. So I've gone a bit lower for Gravenberch. I've gone for a 6.5. I actually like when I put the ratings in before you do, because then I obviously can't be swayed by you. I don't think his first half was very good at all. I think he had a really good last 10 minutes of the first half, from 35 to 45, a really good performance. Did you see his interview? No, I didn't. Lewis, welcome to the Members Club, mate. Thank you very much for joining that. Enjoy the membership, enjoy the badges, enjoy the emojis. Thank you very much, Lewis. Lewis, I didn't see his interview. Now, what did he say? What did he say? I'm not sure. Lewis is part of the club, yeah. I thought his first half was poor. I thought he made some bad mistakes. Did he get booked? Did he get booked in the end? Hold on, let me just... I can see on here. Don't think he did. He didn't get booked in the end. I feel like he could have got booked. But that's could have. That don't count. I just thought he left a couple bad challenges in on people. But that's in the first half. Like, first half aside, second half he had a really good one. Really good performance. Some of the work he was doing in and around the box, I think, stood out for me. Those little touches. You had a great one where he was just feeding off of Salah, past to Salah to 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀, and he's like a bounce board for all these players. And I love him further up the pitch. I've said this for so long now. Gravenberch just happens to be an 8 playing as a 6 and doing a good job there. He's an 8. He was signed as an 8. He is an 8. And today's best work came further up. 6.5. I think he was all right. I think it was all right. That's a good rating. Maybe you could bump to a 7. That's fine by me. Next, we have Curtis Jones on McAllister. I don't know why. That's really bizarre, because the last few ratings have all been divisible by 0.5. Or divisible by, But obviously, that's just chance, I believe. That's crazy. 7, 8... Anyway, that's my weird brain going into overdrive there. I give McAllister a 6 today. I think he was our weakest midfield player. And this is actually after I said he was our best midfield player last week, and everyone disagreed with me. No one agreed with me, saying I thought he had a good game against... No, a decent game against Wolves in the first game. He was getting battered online, and people were like, what, George, I disagree. I think a 6 is fair. I don't think he stood out. He won a few fouls today. He was smart in his play. He didn't stand out, certainly off the ball. I will be surprised if he plays against Galatasaray, because he's played so much football recently. And he looked, as Jamie Andrews said there, took the words out of my mouth, he looked leggy second half. But he did nothing wrong, and that's reflective there. A 6 is a good, standard, average performance. Fine, no complaints really. Perhaps a bit more in terms of the final third. Look at what Jones did today. We'll come on to Jones now. Let's do it. What have you given Jones? 7. That's Salah, what? Where's Curtis? There. Oh, you go 7.6. Okay. Nice. In fact, why have I gone 7? Because he scored. I'm not even looking at yours and changing mine because of that. I'm looking at mine and thinking, George, you've gone too low. I'm changing 7.5. The only one I'll change, because he scored a goal. Let's go to, perhaps McAllister could look at what Jones did today. Edge of the box, shooting kind of left foot, kind of getting the shot away. McAllister can do it, which is the frustrating thing. We know he can do it. Did it at Brighton, for God's sake. A lot. At Liverpool, most of his good chances seem to come in the air. He seems to get on them in the air from crosses. Them late runs, though, are good. I like him, and I like that performance today. It was all right. Let's go to Jones. 7.5. Scored a goal today. Left foot. Everywhere off the ball. First half certainly stood out for me. He was one of the only players really kind of lifting us off the ball, really kind of igniting that press. I don't think many players in the pitch were. Certainly not Salah, certainly not 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀. Guys, there's 250 people in here. Thank you so much. Leave a like on the stream. Let's try and hit 150 likes on the stream. It means a lot. I'm not even going to speak about Jones because we've agreed on rating. I don't have to argue my point. Well done. On to Salah. We have smashing it. I promise I've not even seen. And he got an assist. Yeah, well, he got the assist, but come on, I'd have got that assist. Not getting credit for that. If anyone's getting credit for that assist, it is Mo Salah, not being funny. I think this is a good time to talk about Robertson's goal. That goal from Robertson today was fantastic. Not just the finish, by the way, from a left-back who doesn't score goals. What a strike that is from Robertson. It's the build-up to the goal. It all starts from 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀 picking the ball up deep. In a new role today, centre-forward, I thought he had some decent touches, holding the ball up, coming back into midfield. He was physical, he used his body, his strength well. I thought he had a good game, 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗀, but he drives, and it's 4v1, 4v2. And I'm thinking, that ball to Salah there, he can play it, but it's risky. He plays it and he gets it bang on. Inch perfect pass. Salah has a lot of work to do, though. He's still got 3 players to the left of him. Salah ends up cutting back, coming back again. I think he nutmegs João Gomez, I'm pretty sure. And then Jones to Robertson to goal. Such a great goal. Back to front. Fantastic from Liverpool. And we were probably not back to score that goal. I mean, they had at least 4 or 5 defenders back there. Excuse me. I think they had 4 defenders back there. Really good goal. And he was involved in it. Obviously scored a goal today at the back post. Did he do much other than the goal? Nothing that comes to mind. But I think that's because 𝗕𝗵𝗲's on the other side pulling up trees. And just, what a performance, right? If you have just joined in, by the way, it's not too late to give your ratings. Top link in the description. Go in there. It's entirely free. Just leave your ratings and it comes up on the average rating. Get involved. Come and have your say. I think a 7's reflective of a goal and an assist. But then again, if you took the goal and the assist out, you'll get, what, a 5? I think that's reflective. Jay, good night, mate. Thank you. I think that's reflective. Nice. Next, we have... Where are we now? Where are we now? Hold on. Where are we now? Oh, next. Gakpo. Sorry, 𝗕𝗵𝗲. Okay, you've got 8.2, I've got 8.5. I think the... Cheers, Sarah, thank you. I think the talking point for 𝗕𝗵𝗲 for me is not even how good he is. I know that sounds counterintuitive. And like, what? I'm not going to talk about how good he is. I think a bigger talking point right now is how exciting he is to watch. And I think he sticks out like a sore thumb in not just our team right now, but in the Premier League. I know it was the FA Cup today, but stay with me. This Premier League is so flat. It is boring. It is boring. Rio Ngumoha, when he comes on for Liverpool, doesn't just stick out of our team, which he does big time, because we are lacking any sort of creativity on the widths. In terms of Premier League talent, like, I'm not saying he's one of the best players in the league. He's far from it right now. But not polished enough, right? But just that excitement factor of watching a player. I look at 𝗕𝗏𝗏, I look at him, I look at players like Doku, and these are tricky wingers who want to take the man on and be positive and get past him. I like Gakpo, you know I do. You don't want to get past this man with pace or skill like 𝗕𝗵𝗲 does. Salah, he's a club legend, but he don't want to get past this man like 𝗕𝗵𝗲 does. He's our unicorn player, to put... I hate phrases like that, but he's our diamond, I guess. He's just our difference maker. There's no one like him in our team, not even nearly. Like, not even nearly either. The nearest player to him is 𝗵𝗏𝗏, and he's a right wing back. I loved watching him today. I think he had the most... he won the most fouls, most dribbles completed, most shots, most take-ons probably as well. All these numbers, I'm not just making them up, they are true. He has all them things. I'm not surprised. That bit of play, I said it on my TikTok before, but he's on the left-hand side, and João Gomes, he skips past João Gomes. He's in the box, I think maybe Bueno's in front of him. João Gomes comes back and he beats him, he chinks it right, and then he cuts him back on the left step over, and then it's like a shot across his body, left post, back across goal near post, and it just goes wide of the post. What a bit of play that was. Obviously, the step overs mixed in there with just that raw pace. He is such a threat. He forces fullbacks to be on their A game. And I think one of the most exciting things about 𝗕𝗵𝗲 is he's only going to get better, right? This is the raw player. He couldn't be any more raw as far as I'm concerned. Just by watching him. Yeah, you could polish his work defensively. That will come. I think he got a lot of... not backlash at all. No one wants to give him backlash, but people pointing out maybe his lack of work rate off the ball for the second goal against Wolves in the first tie of the first game, which is a fair comment. But as a young player, like, that will come. I don't care. I also don't give a toss. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, he could never enter the defensive half. As far as I know I'm exaggerating there, but you get my point. Just focus on going forward. Focus on making something happen. Being creative. And let's not go too far here. He's 17. He's starting in the FA Cup for a reason. The manager clearly doesn't think he can start in the Premier League. He won't start against Galatasaray, and I think that's the right choice, by the way. You see all these... Hold on, I'm just going to get a drink here. Hold on. You see all these young players. Like, look at Saka. Saka will have been, 17, 18 when he came through at Arsenal. They play every week. They actually get played into the team as their best player. Like 𝗕𝗵𝗲, if he played every week, he'd be one of our best players. He just would. And you look at it and think, oh, you don't want him to be played too much, overplayed. Look at all these injuries. So many players doing the ACL, it's not nice. who's a fellow at Barca, did his ACL. Just young players being played every single minute from turning 17. You've got to use him more sparingly. I do understand why Slot's not playing him as frequent as we'd like, but he's certainly got to play more, right? And today, what an audition. We're actually beyond audition, by the way. Like that's his, first start of the year? Oh, no, one of them. He played in the previous game, didn't he? Barnsley. But, yeah, starting more. Top performance, 8.5. He changed the game. He was the difference maker. He stood out a mile. Wolves fans who at the game said they'll be going, did you see that number 73? Who was that? You know. Callum, mate, you've given loads of support on the channel tonight. You really have to donate anything. Let's get a W in there for Callum. We know now 𝗕𝗄𝗃 can play up front if 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗃𝗀𝗃 is tired. Good talking point, and you've really actually segued me nicely there into Cody. Thank you for your donation, by the way. I'm dreading what rating you've given him. I swear to God, if you've given 𝗕𝗄𝗃 less than a 5, this stream's been ended on the spot. Because it wouldn't be reflective. I hope you've judged 𝗕𝗄𝗃, and I've genuinely not seen. I hope you've judged him on the performance today, and not the player, and not the season. Well, listen, I'm actually surprised to see a 6.4. I'm really surprised to see a 6.4. I thought people would go like 5. That is one of 𝗕𝗄𝗃's best performances of the season. And listen, we're playing against 20th in the Prem. It's an FA Cup game. I think they had a rotated defence or whatever. 𝗕𝗄𝗃's a central player. Worked. Some of his best cameos, touches this season have come in central areas. His presence. He uses his body so well. Even as a left winger, by the way. I think one of his main pros is the size of him, his frame. He uses it well. And when you've got a player that frame as a central player who's dropping into midfield at times and giving a bit of physicality, a bit of combat in the midfield, sorry. I like that. And I think as a backup for 𝗕𝗄𝗃, given that Isak's out, I know when he comes back in it's different. But yeah, I can get behind that performance, and I can get behind the attributes being used until Isak's back as a backup to a striker. And what does that do? It leaves you room for a left winger. Like, the left wing spot is therefore vacant because 𝗕𝗄𝗃's playing up front off the bench. So 𝗕𝗃𝗃 could get more game time. You know what I mean? And if you start him off the bench and 𝗕𝗃𝗃's off the left, 𝗕𝗄𝗃 up front, you've got the option then of who to bring off, because 𝗕𝗄𝗃 can play either side, through the middle or left wing. Good performance today, really impressed. The highlight for me, I think, has to be that there was a time where he wriggled through like 2 players. I'm not going to sit and describe it to you, because I've forgotten it, to be fair. But I thought his general play, coming back, was really good. But his highlight for me is that pass to Salah. For Robertson's goal, that goal would not have happened if it weren't for that pass. It was such an exact pass as well. Yeah, really good game in my opinion. And I got a comment on TikTok I saw before going, well, what do you make of your mate 𝗕𝗄𝗃 there today? I'm like, I thought it was quite good, mate. Thanks for asking. You thought you did something, didn't you? Thanks for asking. I thought he played well today. I give him a 7. You go 6.4. Fair enough. 𝗕𝗄𝗃 was solid to the had. Yep. Backup striker though, yes. Probably one of 𝗕𝗄𝗃's best performances of the season. He isn't a winger, he's more of an attacking forward. He can't go past people like a winger should. He isn't quick enough whatsoever. I agree with that. I agree. And I think a massive talking point is the comparison to Ngumoha. If 𝗕𝗄𝗃 was doing what he was doing this season, and the backup to him was doing the same, wasn't performing, was looking flat as well, say Ngumoha was coming on and like, who's this guy? Why is he playing? He's looking rubbish. He's looking worse than 𝗕𝗄𝗃. It wouldn't exaggerate 𝗕𝗄𝗃's performances, would it? But the fact Ngumoha's been as good as he is, it really highlights 𝗕𝗄𝗃's bad performances. But today, massive positive in my opinion. Where are we now? Next. Subs. Where are we? Here we go. Can I say 6? Yeah, I agree. Came on, we scored. Not bothered. It wasn't his fault. In terms of that, though, in terms of the rotation there, ideally we do that sooner. Maybe we bring Van Dijk off sooner. But then again, did he come off at 3-0 or 2-0? It was 3-0, wasn't it? My mind's gone blank here. I think it might have been 3. Do you bring him off at 2-0? Do you bring him off at half-time? I disagree with the half-time point. I got that wrong. If we'd have brought him off at half-time, would we have gone on to win the game? 2-0 is vaguely dead and buried, but I rate Arne Slot actually for not bringing him off at 2-0, because you look at the Wolves against Arsenal game, and God, they were 2-0 up in that game and they bottled it. If you bring off Van Dijk, your captain, the organiser, one of your best players, had a good game at the point. If you bring him off at 2-0 for Konaté, albeit Konaté's been really good recently, is that drop-off going to maybe cost us a 2-goal? I rate Arne Slot for waiting until it's 3. I think that was the right decision. Yeah, we could have rested Van Dijk there for a bit longer against Galatasaray for that game. Okay, good decision. Good decision from the manager. And I think his subs today were interesting. I think he got him right. I do think he got him right. The one player, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on this. Do leave a like. Please leave a like on the stream. It's entirely free. More likes on the stream mean more people watch, mean better community, mean I do more videos a week, more live streams a week, longer live streams a week. All it takes is leaving a like. That's the easiest way of helping me out. And I'm nearly at 27k, as you can see. There. Talk to me about 𝗖𝗄𝗃. Talk to me about 𝗖𝗄𝗃. I just want to check he was on the bench before I go like crazy here. Hold on. I think he were on the bench, wasn't he? Yeah, so the unused subs 𝗖𝗄𝗃, Ekitike, Kerkez, Mamadashvili. You know, if he can't get a game there, when can he? I think that says a lot about where we are with 𝗖𝗄𝗃 now. Like, that's... I think... I'm just going to be harsh. Maybe this is harsh. I believe it's truthful. His recent performances have been pretty poor off the bench. You know, when he's not scoring, I don't particularly see what he's doing. And I must just say this, like, this is not one of them where you're digging out a player, because we've just won 3-1. 𝗖𝗄𝗃 didn't even play. But aside from the effort and the energy, which I can never criticise, and I must reason with it by saying, I don't particularly expect him to be playing that well. Given that he's coming on for 10, 15, 20 minute scraps max, in different positions, right wing, he's played behind the striker this year, for God's sake. He's played up front, he played off the left, he's played all across the front four, next to different players, behind, in front of different players, in different game states. Sometimes he's brought him on with 2-0, 1-0 down. It's like, go and save us the game. I feel for him in that sense. But the facts are, the observation is, I don't think he's been particularly good enough in the last few weeks. Therefore, I think this game's very telling. That's why I'm talking about him. Like, I know he didn't play, but it says a lot, doesn't it, that he's left out of today's game. 3-0 up at one point. Game's done. FA Cup. And he can't get a game. Instead, Morrison comes on. Be a big kick in the teeth for 𝗖𝗄𝗃, that. Yeah, Jonas, I think you raised a good point. Before I get on to the rest of the subs, let's talk Mamadashvili. Give me your thoughts on Mamadashvili down below. We're at 115 likes. Jamie, thank you. Let's try and hit 150. I know we can do it. Big surge for 150 likes. Talk to me about Georgie Mamadashvili. That's actually quite a big talking point, you know. I know he's the goalkeeper. I know we won. By the way, if you're in the TikTok, do get into the YouTube stream. We're live right now, by the way. I know he didn't play in the previous game against Brighton in the competition. But today, surely you're going to play him, right? And again, ultimately, we've won 3-1. Game's done. Forget it. But an observation would be, if he can't play there, when the hell's he going to play? And I know I don't know if it's fake news or just rumours or journalists being journalists. There was news that he wanted a bit more game time, and he was quite vocal about that. Well, have that then. There you go. What do you make of that? Not going to play you in this game. And as well, like, Alisson wasn't particularly good in the previous game against Wolves. If there was any game, Mamadashvili's going to come in. It's probably this one. Cup game. Alisson wasn't very good. He arguably cost us them the winning goal. Well, cost us their winning goal last week. Arguably. Interesting. Nice one, guys. Thanks for all the comments today. Really generous and really great community building here. I'm really enjoying this. We're nearly at 27k subs, by the way. That's really exciting. Do help me get to that milestone. Let's carry on with the substitutions, because we're on to Florian Wirtz. Have I gone a bit high? Have I gone a bit high? I've gone 7.5 for Wirtz. Listen, maybe that's a bit high. Maybe, I can't be asked changing it. Maybe a 7's reflective. I don't think he did anything bad. I think he was really good when he came on. Considering he's not been playing football Bloody hell. That's him having I've had 2 or 3 games off. Really good, really sharp. And I'm glad he didn't play longer than that. I was actually surprised to see him play as much as he did. 7, I think 7's maybe fair. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the excitement's gone to my head there. I will actually change that to a 7. And again, I'm not just saying that because of your rating. When I go live, I'm like, I need to get it done quick. I'm just going to 7. Oh, 𝗧𝘂𝘀 was really good. 7.5. No, it probably wasn't. It was a 7. You go 6.3. Maybe quite low. 7.5. I love 𝗧𝘂𝘀, but he had less than 7.5 touches. Yeah, fair enough. 7's good. He had a good game. Nice to see him back as well. Easing him back for 𝗕𝗏. Nice. That tells me he's going to start. Next. Frimpong, I've gone a 7. You've gone a 6.7. Again, I think he was just a constant outlet. He played at right wing. Not his position. I know he can play there. I know he's played similar roles for 𝗲𝗂𝗀. And for us this year, arguably his best position this year has been at right wing for us. Maybe. Yeah, some performance off the bench. I think just that pace angle is it's just so different. Again, he stands out. He sticks out like a sore thumb. With Ngumoha, both of them, they're the fastest players in our team, and you can tell. Like, just the intent. He always wants to go outwards. He always wants to overlap. He always wants to get around his man, beat a man with pace. Maybe not so much skill like Ngumoha, but the difference between him and 𝗓𝗨, the difference between Ngumoha and 𝗕𝗏𝗄 is night and day. Just in terms of that, wow, they're going to do something now. So I really thought he had a good cameo off the bench, in my opinion. And I've gone for a 7. Hold on, I'm just going to check something. And I've gone for a 7 today. He provides something that we've missed, and that's pace. Agree, 100% agree. Next on the list is Trey. Oh, I really think you've got to go higher here. I know it's only 0.7 difference. Some performance, that off the bench. I don't know if people were just not watching because you give him a 6.8, that's a good rating. Maybe it was end of the game, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think he misplaced the pass. I think he was fantastic. He won the ball about 3 times. That was some substitution performance, that. From a young lad who's not been given games. Sorry. Oh, you know when you're like short of breath? I think he had a fantastic display off the bench there. Great cameo. And I'm looking at him thinking, what, we can use you more. Next round. Don't be funny, next round. 𝗵𝗃𝗧 looked a bit leggy toward the end. I think he could have come on sooner. I was saying that on the watch along. Yeah, he had a good game. So 7.5, I think, for me, is justified. How many people have been involved in the rating? 75 today. Really nice to see. Brilliant. It's good, isn't it? The interface is quite good. It comes with the whole system, which every single super chat, everything this channel generates goes back into this, into the display, and into the quality, etc. Don't really take anything out of it, but that's, I guess it's a long game, right? Which is really exciting for me. And finally, Kieran Morrison, I give a 6. Touched the ball a few times, some nice touches. Yeah, I think that was an okay performance from him. And it's not, I think forget him, the performance, the idea of bringing him on was nice, right? I liked seeing that. I like the intent there from Slot to play him. And there you go, my final ratings. Alisson, 6 out of 10. Dominic Szoboszlai, 7 out of 10. Gomez, 7.5. Van Dijk, 7.5. Robertson, 9. Gravenberch, 6.5. 𝗵𝗃𝗧, 6. Salah, 7. Jones, 7.5. Ngumoha, 8.5. 𝗕𝗏𝗄𝗀, 7. Konaté, 6. 𝗧𝘂𝘀, 7. Frimpong, 7. Naoni, 7.5. And Kieran Morrison, 6. They're my ratings. Wow, Gaming with John, 523. I've not seen your name before. I don't believe in the stream, so hello to a new face there. Let's get some W's in there for John. Brilliant. Great support, mate. Thank you for the £5. You never walk alone, George. And to every 26.9k of the subscribers. Subscribers, love it. Yeah, we're very close. I think that should update tomorrow. The subscriber ticker in the bottom. Very generous, John. Thank you very much for the 5. Loads of W's from the members and the viewers. And look at the support. Crazy. Listen, we've been live for 40 minutes. I'm really genuinely proud of myself for getting through a 2-hour watch along and a 40-minute ratings and review show with this cold. Sat here shivering. I was going to go and get a jumper in a minute, but I forgot. Go and get a jumper a few minutes ago, but I forgot. Listen, I've really enjoyed the stream. 3-1. 3-1's massive, by the way. I think we're not really talking about the win. I think the win means a lot going into Galatasaray. We'll be here live for the game. I think it's a 6 o'clock game. There's 10 more likes to 150. Let's end it on a 150. Come on, we can do that. 10 more people. Get down there, show some support. It's been a really good stream. I've really enjoyed this one. I've really enjoyed the watch along. I just want to say a quick thank you. I mean, I could be here all night. Like, look at the comments. Look at the support we've had today. I want to say thank you to George, Pau, George again, Mitchell, Jay, Krista, Corby, Jay again, Brian, Callum with 51 quid. Like, come on, mate. Unbelievable support. Thank you so much, Callum. Owen with 12. Thank you, mate. Karan again. Unbelievable. Thank you for the 15, all told. I think maybe more, actually. Jay with another 10. Lineal with 6. Callum with another 10. Jay again. Sanderson, Lewis. Callum, John just now. And another super chat as we're doing this from Lewis, a new member on the stream today with another donation of £2. I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Up the Reds. Yeah, man. So what day is it tomorrow? Well, there'll be no Liverpool latest stream at 6 because I think I'll be out. Which, to be fair, I'm half glad we're not doing a Liverpool latest stream because I don't think I can talk to another camera for a few days. I'm absolutely knackered. Yeah. Will there be a career mode stream tomorrow? Don't mind the career mode ones because you can kind of play and not talk. You know what I mean? We'll see. If there's going to be a career mode stream tomorrow, follow my Instagram, georgescaif_, and I'll let you know in the morning. If there is going to be a stream tomorrow, it'll be at 12 o'clock lunchtime or maybe 1 o'clock, right? There'll be no Liverpool latest stream at 6 p.m. I will probably be out. Guys, thank you so much. I want to say thank you to the members, Jamie, to Sora, to Ant Lavin, to Lewis, to Callum, to Sora, there's loads of you in it. Callum's in it, Jamie. I'll have missed people out. I know I will have. I'm just going through the chat, see who's in here now. See who's popped up recently. Loads of you. I'm just going to leave it there. Karen as well, of course. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.